Hi and welcome everyone to another video on my channel. My name is Denis and today I'm going to show you some of the best budget players for the next season. As always, if you enjoy my content, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, but now let's get into it. Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look into every position to try to find the best budget players for the next season of Fantasy Premier League. Now here is going to be about the goalkeepers. As you can see here we have Kelleher, Trafford, Kinski and Sanchez. Now again there are a lot of other options at 4.5 millions, especially there are players like Verbruggen, Meslier, a lot of goalkeepers who could offer us great value in the future, but at the moment the standout goalkeeper at 4.5 millions for me personally is going to be Kelleher from Brentford. Now again, the stats are not really relevant because he played just 10 games for Liverpool. As you can see, he got a lot of saves, to be honest with you, in those games, and he got 8 clean sheets in 10 games, which is impressive. Now again, that's probably not going to happen at Brentford. I think that are going to be a weaker side going into the next season. They're going to lose probably Wisa. They lost already someone like Mbeumo. Flecken, who was the last goalkeeper for Brentford, got the most saves last season in Fantasy Premier League. And we know that when a goalkeeper is making a lot of saves, that means usually extra points for us in FPL. Now, again, I'm not saying that is going to happen the same with Kelleher, but he's a great stopper, he's a great goalkeeper, so all the chances is going to be a great option for us next season. Now the fixtures are a little bit mixed, so if you're that kind of player who likes to play with 4.5 million goalkeepers, I think that easily you have to have Kelleher as one of them, because you can play him against Sunderland, Fulham, Nottingham Forest if you want, so you can make a great rotation with another goalkeeper, but it doesn't really matter. I think that he's going to be a decent option this season. Trafford, it's not official at the moment, but here we go from Fabrizio Romano, so Trafford is going to be a Man City player, a Man City goalkeeper next season. He's going to be 5 million, so he's not really a budget player. So sorry about that, but I just think that he could be great value if obviously he's going to be the starting goalkeeper for Manchester City. Now we need to see if Ederson is going to leave, then yeah, Trafford probably is going to be a really popular option as a goalkeeper, because Man City are a great team. They are a great defense. Usually they got 13 clean sheets last season, so again, I think that they are going to be better this season, and obviously we like clean sheets in FPL. Now with Manchester City, we know that they have also Ortega, so it's going to be a little bit of a risk to go with any goalkeeper from Manchester City, but I think that he could be a great option, but depending on what's going to happen in the transfer market for Manchester City. Next, we have Kinski from Tottenham. He's going to be a 4 million goalkeeper. Now, again, they have Vicario, but at the moment we don't know exactly who's going to be the starting goalkeeper from Tottenham, so a lot of ifs, a lot of buts, but if Kinski is going to be obviously the starting goalkeeper, everybody is going to have him at 4 million, so one to keep an eye on in the preseason for sure. Sanchez, another goalkeeper at 5 millions. I think that he could be great value. Obviously, the fixtures are amazing for Chelsea, as you can see in the first 5 gamings of the season. I mean, not amazing, but they are decent. They are not playing Manchester City, they are not playing Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Newcastle. So again, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford and Man United are decent fixtures. Chelsea, we know that they are a great defense. They are going to just get better this season. So again, if Sanchez is going to be the starting goalkeeper, if they are not going to buy another goalkeeper, and at the moment it's not looking like they are going to go for Maignan or someone like that from AC Milan, I think that he's going to be another very popular option in that goalkeeper spot. Now let's move to the defender. Now moving forward, here things are going to get a little bit more interesting with the defenders. This season we have a lot of 4.5 million defenders, as you can see from the screen. In this list you're going to see Konsa, Van de Ven, Guehi, Wan-Bissaka. Obviously you could add other players like Dalot, someone like Udogi could be a nice option. We have a lot of options to choose from, and I think that is going to be really interested to pick the right defenders. Now Konsa, I was a little bit surprised to see him that cheap, because I just thought that he's going to be 5 millions or something like that, but at that price I think that is going to be a lock in a lot of teams. Aston Villa fixtures for the first 5 to 6 gamings are going to be decent. With Konsa you're going to have a player who you're going to be sure he's going to play 90 minutes every gaming. He is decent for defensive contribution. Aston Villa are a decent side defensively. Now, if we look at the stats from last season, as you can see, they got just 9 clean sheets, so not amazingly. The expected conceded goals were 1.3 per game, which is not amazing for Aston Villa. He played 34 games. He is not really an offensive defender, so that's the only downgrade to Konsa, if you want to call it like that. But we know that he can score goals. He scored some goals in the last part of the season, so I think that he's going to be a really safe pick if you want to go there. With Van de Ven, usually I would not recommend Spurs defenders for anyone because, as you can see from the screen, they got just 6 clean sheets from 38 games. Now, obviously, Van de Ven played just 13, so they got a lot of injuries, Spurs, last season. I think that they are going to be a lot better now this season with Thomas Frank. I think that they are going to just improve this season. So again, the stats from last season were horrible, and I understand if you don't want to go for any Spurs defender, that's amazing. As I said before, Udogi could be a nice option also at 4.5 million. I just think that Van de Ven is going to be more nailed. He's going to play more minutes, and that's why he's on the list. With where he things are a little bit interesting because we don't know if he's going to stay at Crystal Palace, but he's 4.5 million, and I think that we have a discussion here. The rumors are he's going to go to Liverpool probably. Now again, if he's going to go to Liverpool, let's just say Konate is going to go for Real Madrid, we could suddenly have a 4.5 million defender playing for Liverpool, which would be pretty much a no-brainer for anyone. Now again, he's not a really attacking defender, he's not amazing for defensive contribution, but again, he's really cheap, he's really reliable, and if he's going to stay at Crystal Palace, you know that he's going to play all the games and he's going to get a lot of points, obviously. Now with the Kuiper, probably the most interesting player at the moment. We know that Estupinian just gone to AC Milan, so probably he's going to be the starting defender from Brighton. If we look at the stats for the defenders, what I don't really like about them is that their expected goal involvements for per 90 minutes are not great, 0.1 for the most of them. And if we look at the Kuiper, 0.81. Now that's pretty much better than almost all the strikers and midfielders, to be honest with you. But take into consideration that the Kuiper played for Club Brugge in the Belgian league, so it's going to be a big difference playing in the Premier League. But what we can take from here is that he's a really attacking defender, if you know what I mean. If you look at the stats for him, he scored a lot of goals, a lot of assists last season. He played a lot of games. He got 10 clean sheets. Obviously, it's not really relevant what he did in the last season because he played, as I said before, for Club Brugge, but I think that he's going to be a really interesting option. Currently, he is in my team and probably is going to stay. Now, yeah, we need to see what's going to happen. Maybe he's going to be the next Barco, but at the moment he's a nice option. With Wan-Bissaka, again, 4.5 millions. He gets a lot of tackles, a lot of interceptions, so he's going to be maybe decent for defensive contributions. He's not attacking, as I said before. West Ham were a little bit of a bad team defensive wise in the last season. 7 clean sheets, 1.51 expected goals conceded per 90 minutes, so it's not amazing. They conceded a lot of goals, but he could be a nice option. And obviously they play Sunderland in game week 1, so in game week 1 for sure a lot of people are going to have him. And then we have some defenders, some cheap defenders. A lot of 4 million defenders maybe are going to emerge in the preseason in the next few weeks, but at the moment Stevie and whoever from Wolverhampton are 2 4 million defenders who could possibly be options for our FPL teams. At the moment we don't know if whoever is going to play is going to start for them all the games, obviously, but at the moment it's looking like he's going to be a decent player for them. Steve, as you can see, he played 46 games in the championship last season. He got 30 clean sheets, sorry, last season, so that's just amazing. Burnley were an amazing defense. The same goes for Trafford, so that's why obviously Man City signed their goalkeepers. Now maybe they are going to be a little bit weaker without their goalkeeper, but again, it's not really relevant that they got 13 clean sheets in the championship. We need to see how they are going to perform in the Premier League. But now let's move to some midfielders. Next, let's talk a little bit about some of the best budget midfielders who are going to be for the next season. As you can see here, I started with Adringra. the former Brighton defender, which he was a decent option, but now he's at Sunderland, and I think that he's going to be a really nice option. I talked about him in my last videos, 5.5 millions. I think that's great value for him. I expected him maybe to be a little bit more expensive, but again, he got 60 points last season, 0.5 expected goal involvements per 90 minutes, which is decent. Now we need to see how they are going to play. Obviously, he's going to play from Sunderland, a newly promoted side, but I think that he could offer us great value. As you can see, the fixtures are decent for Sunderland, so they ranked 2 at the fixtures rating. The expected points for Adingra 17.3, decent. Again, we have a lot of expensive players this year, so I just think that we're going to be forced to have some cheap enablers like all the seasons, to be honest with you. So again, we need to pick the right ones. It's going to be tough, but we have some options this season. And obviously a lot of options are going to emerge in the preseason. Minte from Brighton, 6 millions. He's not really that cheap, but he was a decent option also last season. Now João Pedro is gone. I think that his minutes are going to get a little bit better this season, so he could be definitely a great option. Christie from Bournemouth could be an interesting one. If you want to consider the defensive contribution, he's going to be decent. He's playing a lot of minutes. He's 5 million, so that's what I really like about him. Now, usually he's not the type of player I would go in FPL. I really like the more explosive midfielders, but again, with the new metric with defensive contribution, we need to consider that too. So he could be a decent option. What I don't really like about him is that he's getting a lot of yellow cards, so that's not amazing. But yeah, the problem also is that the fixtures for Bournemouth are not amazing. As you can see, 14 is their ranking. Now next on the list we have a player I am most intrigued about, Arias from Wolverhampton. He's just 5.5 millions. I expected him definitely to be a little bit more expensive. He was one of the best players in the Club World Cup. If you don't really know him, it's fine. I just think that he's going to be a great option. I expect him to be a starter for Wolverhampton. And again, although Wolverhampton maybe are going to be a little bit a weaker side without Cunha, but I think that he could be a nice option. 0.36 XGI per 90 in the last season, but obviously it wasn't in the Premier League, so it's not really relevant. I think that he could be a nice option. And again, next up we have Harvey Elliott from Liverpool, and don't worry guys, if he's going to stay at Liverpool, then he's not going to be an option for us probably in FPL, but I expect him to go. Now, if that's going to be in the Premier League or if that's going to be in another country, we need to see. But if he's going to stay in the Premier League, Harvey Elliott at 5.5 millions is going to be an exceptional option, and I can tell you right now he's going to be probably definitely in my team. It's really cheap for a player of that caliber. 0.5 expected goal moments per 90 minutes. Now you should take into consideration that he played the fewer minutes from Liverpool and most of them were from the bench, so that's why he got just 33 points last season. But I think that is going to be a bargain if he's going to sign for, I don't know, a team like Newcastle or something like that. Now again, we have Anderson and Caicedo, 2 players who are pretty much there for their defensive contributions. Both of them are 5.5 millions. They score a lot of points last season, and obviously these are without the defensive contribution, so you can add 30 to 40 points to them. Maybe not 40 for someone like Anderson, but you get my point. They are not attacking midfielders, they are defensive midfielders obviously, but they are reliable. They are going to play 90 minutes most games, and they are really good for points. Now again, the fixtures for Chelsea are decent. The same goes for Nottingham Forest. Usually I wouldn't go for players like them, but if you really need some cash to buy some players like Wirtz, Salah, Palmer, Haaland, maybe you want to have both Salah and Haaland in your team, then you need to make some sacrifices somewhere, and then you need to find the best cheap options obviously. Now again, players like Rodri, Ryan Deers again could be decent options here, maybe a Rice, maybe a Souček, but these are my options at the moment. Let's move to the final section. Now into the last section, let's talk a little bit about the forwards. There aren't a lot of cheap forwards to choose from in FPL at the moment, at least. Let's see what's going to happen in the transfer market till August, but at the moment my favorite 6.5 million forward to be more precise, is going to be Welbeck. As you can see, as you may know, João Pedro transferred to Chelsea, so he's going to be more nailed at the moment if Brighton are not going to buy another expensive forward, obviously. But he got 125 points last season. He was a decent option. His XGI is okay. He got 10 goals. Now he's going to be also on penalties without João Pedro. He's going to get more minutes, and the fixtures for Brighton are mixed pretty much. So again, at the moment Welbeck is in my team. I think that he's maybe the best 6.5 million forward as things stand right now, but Strand Larsen obviously could be a nice option. The same 6.5 millions, 145 points this season. He's going to be without Cunha, so the same, he's going to be on penalties, and his XGI obviously is decent. He scored 14 goals last season, so I expect him to be on penalties. I expect him to get pretty much 90 minutes every game week. Now we need to see what Wolverhampton are going to do in the transfer market, if they are going to buy other strikers, but at the moment things are looking good for Strand Larsen and for Welbeck. Talking about bargains, I think that Thiago, at the moment Wissa is expected to go from Brentford, so they are going to be without Mbeumo, without Wissa. Yes, they are going to be a weaker side this season, but Thiago at 6 million, he could be on penalties and he could be the starting striker from Brentford. Obviously, as you can see, he scored just 9 points last season, but it doesn't really matter. He wasn't a starter then, and at the moment I think that he could be a nice option. And then we have players like Beto, 5.5 millions, which I think that he could be great value, don't get me wrong, but he's not going to be probably on penalties. We don't know if he's going to play 90 minutes every game week. Probably he will if Everton are not going to buy any more strikers. So I'm not so sure about these options at 5.5 millions, to be honest with you. We're going to have a lot of decent strikers. Let's see if Isak is going to move to Liverpool. That looks likely at the moment. So again, I'm not sure how many people are going to want to have 5.5 million forwards in their teams, but if you need to save some cash, again, we have here players like Mayenda, Piroe and Fleming, who are obviously players from the newly promoted sides. That's why they are so cheap. Now their stats were great in the championship last season, but as I said so many times in this video, it's not going to be so relevant of how they're going to perform in the Premier League. But as you can see, Piroe got 19 goals, Fleming 12 goals, and Mayenda 8, which is not amazing to be honest with you, but Fleming is expected to score 20 points between game week 1-5. Obviously, if you're going to go with some of these players, you're not going to play them definitely every game week. So again, they could be great budget options and just play them when they have great fixtures. But this is what pretty much I wanted to cover for today. Please let me know down in the comments down below what's your opinion on this video, on my picks. Where did I go wrong? Where should I improve? Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot. If you enjoy my content, leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. It really helps me grow the channel, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye. Apoi în bag gura lor